YouTube, I'm back. Today I have a special treat for you guys. I don't know why this is here. Today we are reacting to Coach Greg Adams again. He did I guess he did a commentary on Jason. I forgot the guy's name, but he was the Green Power Ranger, the guy who committed suicide, and he titled the video "Divorce Filing Destroyed the Green Power Ranger's Life." So I saw this and I thought it would be interesting to watch. So without any further ado, let's get down to the react. Actually, can we wait for a second? Can we pause? We're gonna quickly ask you guys to do me a favor and like, subscribe, and comment. I've been trying to get everything done for this for my little studio I have right here. I want to get new cameras. I want to do everything, so I need to see some love to make sure that the investment is worth it. So, without further ado, guys, let's see what we got over here.
Did the recent divorce filing send the Green Power Ranger into a spiral of depression that he could not get out? So let's go ahead and report on the story. Then we'll give you the data and facts about this. For the super ninjas or the super caping guys that are gonna and try to take the blame from the woman, you are the classic case of what I was just describing. You're not protecting women. You think you're protecting them, but you're giving them an out. I'm not blaming her for his decision to take his own life, but what I'm going to say is he was recently served divorce papers 3 months prior. Those are one of the risk factors, and I'm going to give you the data around it of a man taking his life. And unfortunately, men don't care, women don't care. We live in a culture
that's so true. If you divorce a girl, it's always like, if you get divorced by a woman, it's always like, you should have picked better. Like, I chose it 10 years ago. How would I have known 10 years ago that I'm gonna get divorced as a girl? Like, so it's your fault. What'd you do to not make her unhappy? As like, it's your job to make a woman happy, which is, to me, it's kind of insane. Like, I can't. I'm supposed to take care of the family and provide for the family and make another grown person happy, which is kind of insane to me.
They don't care. They don't care. Take your
Nobody
own life.
cares.
You got insurance? Okay. You got an inheritance? You got money? Am I on the wheel? I don't give a F. They just tombstone your ass. And then they push the accountability on others. There's a famous doctor that was on TV and her husband jumped from a window. Okay. I think he jumped from a bridge or a window. She was on a TV show. He deleted himself and she passed the buck despite the fact that they were going through a divorce and she was draining his ass. Former, it says right here, Power Ranger Jason. We're going to call him JDF.
R.I.P. to Jason David Frankham. I used to watch the Power Rangers too, so this is. I mean, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't really feel that bad. I don't know anything about the guy, so it's hard for me to be emotionally invested. This is just like good information to know about. But yeah, R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Dead. Deleted. Deleted at age 49, self-deleted as we call it over here. He's self-deleted. Let's give you the data here. This is the original story. Then we'll give you the data, the context here. JDF, one of the original Power Rangers, has died, TMC learned. The actor and mixed martial artist died in Tejas, according to the rep Justine Hunt. Sources with direct knowledge tell us this deletion was the result of self-deletion. JD is best known as Tommy Oliver, one of the original run of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers franchise, dating back to the kid series debut in 1993, when he was introduced as one of the 6 crime monster fighting superheroes, masked head to toe with kung fu skills. Fans remember him. He started off as the Green Ranger in season 1, introduced as at first as the enemy of the Power Rangers, and only to do a 180 and becoming the good guy. We call that a reverse heel turn, a face turn.
Right now, Coach is giving us the background. I'm not really interested in the background, but hey, it's part of the video, so we'll see.
After his powers started to deteriorate, however, he turned into the White Power Ranger and tapped as the new leader of the group. Frank starred as one of the leads for 3 seasons, totaling 123 episodes. And then he went on to reprise the role. We'll skip all of that. His on-screen fighting ability translated into the real world. Frank was a professionally trained MMA brawler who was well-versed in everything from Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and others. He fought professionally for a time from 2008 and to 2010. Wow, this guy's got some discipline. Jason's rep, Justine, tells TMZ, please respect the privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time as we come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. He's loved his family, his friends, and fans very much. He will be truly missed. Frank was 49. Rest in peace. And if it says right here, if you know, or you or someone you know is wanting to harm themselves, please call the number. And that's what we support here. We don't support anyone doing this as a means to an end. Okay, so what do we know here? What do we know here?
Tell us, Coach.
Well, let's go ahead and go up and show this piece of information about him. Again, we're just connecting the dots. We're not blaming anyone, but we're talking about how marriages can be a trigger for a person to do something like this. And once it's done, they basically say, well, he took the selfish way out. Well, can we revert back and say, what could be the causes of this? Do we see the fact that we don't want to know the cause is a red flag to me? It means that we're not trying to hold the other people accountable or holding the situation accountable, the system accountable. We're literally dodging the responsibility. Somebody has to be responsible. For instance, if this is a woman, we will be sitting here trying to find out why she did it.
Yeah, that's funny too. Like, if if women have the same amount of like suicide rate as the men do, I don't know the rate on top of my head right now, but I know it's pretty high. If women had the same type of suicide rate, I guarantee you, or self-deletion, because I'm on YouTube, if they had the same rate, I guarantee you that there'll be a whole panel from Congress to universities and to, like, I don't know, everything to try to figure out what the issue is. But for men, it's kind of like it's ignored. Like, there's nobody trying to figure out what happened or what's going on. What's the issue with men? Only a couple guys or a couple men from different YouTube sectors are trying to figure out what's going on with men right now.
Why did she do it? And if there was a divorce, if there was a custody battle, we would be going, essentially we would say, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. Now, JDF marriage history. I tell you, marriage is not to be played with. Okay. In fact, let me see something here. I meant to pull this up. Teachers, divorce equals death or similar to death. The results of a divorce are very has heavy consequences. And a lot of teachers are finding that even children, the effects of a divorce on a family, when the children comes back to the classroom, it's worse than death. I've actually reported on that and shared article related to that. They're finding that the children respond to it like a death of a close relative. And a lot of times men will go through a divorce and they will just go find another woman. Pick another one. Pick the right one. Just go again. Don't you believe in love? What about love? What about romance? Don't you need a partner? You're going to die alone. They take you through all these things and they say, just pay the money. It's just alimony. And then they leave you out there hanging. They leave you out there hanging with no solutions. The only solution is to go back on the plantation. Right? And then when we say, well, we need to look at how divorce causes men to get in these situations where they feel alone. Oh, man, you just bitter and hurt. Oh, man, you just, get over it. Oh, shut up. Just don't bring no attention to it. Shut your punk ass up. You see what I mean? And nobody wants to connect these dots. Let's go ahead and take you through it. It says right here, JDF's marital history. Prior to his death in November 2022, Jason was single. However, he was married to Shauna Frank in 1994 before they divorced in 2001.
7 years marriage.
Okay. So 2001, he got a pass. That's when he should have walked away. This is where we tell you. But what he did was a violation of even CGA's terms to remarry. I even tell you, wait 10 more years. Do not remarry. Do not remarry afterwards. And it looks like what he did is, and we're holding him accountable. Look at the dates. He married again in 2003. 2 years later, less than 2 years, which means to say he potentially might have had this person in his wheelhouse, or he went into the overcorrection mode that many men do. What they'll do is they'll get a divorce, and to prove that it was the ex-wife's fault, to prove that that they could do it again and they're not a loser in life, they'll get remarried again. This is classic Generation X
I get that. I get why you want that because, like, you want to be. Men typically want to be partnered up, but it's part of our desire to want to be loved, which it's kind of hard to say sometimes. Like, men want to be loved by a woman, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
And baby boomer shit. Oh, I'll find another wife. I'll get right back on there, dude. You should have waited 10 years, bro. And he got remarried again in 2003. However, they divorced in 2022. So he's a statistic. He had an 8-year marriage, less than 8-year marriage, and a 19-year marriage. Second one lasted longer. I believe he was a stepfather to the second wife's children. Yeah, he was a stepfather as well. Frank had 4 children. We're not going to name their names. He had 4 children. Okay. Some of them adults, some of them still children, I believe. And he here has a picture, which I'm not going to show, but you can see here, he's pictured here with his daughter graduating high school last month. It says right here, he's 24 weeks ago, JDF took to Instagram to share a photo of himself and one of his 4 children right there. And he said he's a proud dad. So mentally, he seems like he was engaging with his family. He wasn't withdrawn, but we don't know what the symptoms he had going forward. But we know that his wife filed for divorce in August. Let me go ahead and pull it up. In August of 2022. So they said he divorced in 2021, but it was filed 3 months ago, less than 3 months ago. Hey, I'm going to have to pull this up. Thought I had this ready, but I did not. Okay, let's see here. We'll put this up on the screen. Power Rangers star JDF wife Tammy files for divorce.
It's always the wife that's filing divorce. It'll always be the wife. It'll always, not always, but typically it would always be the wife. I don't know what it is. Men typically don't want to leave the wife, especially if they have kids. I don't get how you want to raise your kids away from the father. Like, I don't get that. To me, it's kind of wild. I don't want no other man to raise my kid, and you shouldn't want no other man to raise your kid too. So it's crazy to me, but it's what it is.
And the date is right there. August 23rd, 2022. There's the date. Now let's just say this. Let's say, for argument purposes, for the monkey simps that are here,
Hey,
trying to get me to not connect the dots on this one, let's just say JDF was hit by a bus and he was left without a functioning leg and he had to amputate a foot. This is just what if. Yes, it's a far-fetched idea. And he had to amputate a foot. He was known to do karate, and he couldn't do karate no more. And it was like, you can't do no more karate. You're done. And then that was in August, late August. And then by November, he pulls the self-deletion.
that's what he's trying to do.
What would we say? We would probably say, damn,
Yeah.
he probably felt some sort of way because he can't do karate no more.
Yeah.
He probably felt some sort of way because the
Just
medical
common
bill.
sense.
He probably
Just
felt
common
some
sense.
sort. We would immediately connect the dots.
Yeah.
We would immediately go, this probably had something to do with this recent event. And he felt some sort of way. We would immediately do it. But when it comes to marriage and divorce, nobody wants to take that L. They don't want to do it. Nope, it ain't her fault. Nope.
I feel like everybody has such a vested interest into marriage. Like, so if they try to say it's because of the marriage, or it's because of the woman, or because of the man, it kind of gives marriage like a bad look, and people are trying to protect this whole institution. It's very important because it's like if I want to have kids, because I don't have kids right now, but if I do want to have kids, I'll prefer doing it in a marriage because it's the best way for that kid to actually grow up and actually be successful. But at the same time, it's a bad system. It's bad. It's bad for men in general. Until the laws change, it's ridiculous. Like you say, you get set to fail.
Nope, that had nothing to do with it. You can't connect the dots. You don't know what, and you don't know he could have been on drugs. Blah blah blah. You immediately come to the aid and defense. Now this is the ex-wife right here. You immediately come to the aid and defense of marriage and divorce because you don't want the shit to look bad.
Yeah.
You don't want marriage and divorce.
A lot of people have a lot of things invested into this marriage thing, especially people that are married. Well, maybe not, but it depends. Some people that are married, they you can tell that they clocked out. Like some people, I have friends that are married, and you can tell in their eyes like they clocked out. Like they're just in this, just to be in it, and they don't keep it moving.
To be it, coach. Now, I'm not saying it's it, but I'm going to show you that it could possibly be it, and it needs to be in the discussion. Why don't we have it in discussion? Why are we afraid to discuss it? And that's where the red flags are. We're afraid to discuss it because people don't want to take L's when it comes to this marriage and divorce fantasy bullshit. We don't want to take the L and say men are suffering out here.
That's true.
Or we want to say, well, maybe he cheated on her. Maybe he did. Does that still excuse the fact that he took his own life? Are we going to just tombstone him because, oh, well, he cheated on her. That's his ass. Are we going to do that? Are we going to be this selfish to do some shit like that? See, I tell you, man, people do not care about men. They don't care about men. Not only that, people don't know what you're going through during a divorce. He's probably getting served left and right. He's looking at his money. I don't know where he is financially. He's looking at his money. He's been divorced twice. What did I tell you about being divorced twice? I'm going to tell you this. Women have asked me, would I get married again? For a long time, I said no. And that invited all kind of shaming language. So I changed my answer. I said, I'll no longer tell them no. I said, I'll start saying yes. Watch this. Hey, CGA, do you see yourself getting married again? And I say, yes, I do. But I will never get divorced again. And they look at me.
Yeah.
What that mean?
They go,
what that mean?
The answer is, oh, I'll get married. But if somebody think they divorcing me,
he's gonna hit them with the clapper. Hey, go ahead, CJ.
So now you got to deal with that. Now you got to deal with that shit. Okay, yeah. What kind of shaming language you got for that? You know what they do? They be like this. Holy shit. They be like.
All right, I'm gonna cut it here. It's pretty much over. Yeah, guys, this was reaction. This is about Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger. He committed suicide. Sad news. RIP to the GOAT. I know he did a lot of things with the Power Rangers, and shout out to CGA too for his content. He's funny. He's like the funniest guy within the Manosphere, and I like his content. So without further ado, guys, it was a pleasure. Till next time, see you guys. Peace.